Football here again, and we're all set for more of that special brand of Southwest Conference action. You can bet that man behind the sports page is ready because he's an old friend of ours. Cecil. We didn't make it to a single game last year. Boy, that was tough, but looks as if the old boy has some plans up his sleeve this year. Well, we'll see. Right now, it's game time at Austin, and the Texas Longhorns play host to the Arkansas Razorbacks as the first weekend of conference play gets underway. In the first quarter, Texas takes over on the Arkansas 27. Tompkins backs up and throws one down the middle to Levine. Lewis gathers 5 more for a first down on the Arkansas 11. Here's straightaway power. Bobby Dillon finds the gate wide open and has the power and drive to make it count. Texas leads 6-0. Early in the second quarter, Tompkins fakes to Townsend down the middle, but keeps the ball and charges around left end of the 10, the 5, and out of bounds on the 1-yard line. First and goal to go for the Longhorns. Townsend takes it, bangs into the middle to make it Texas 13-0 after a good kick. Still the second quarter, Texas in punt formation. The kick's away, and Cole fields it on his own 25-yard line. He gives ground, then baffles a band of Longhorns and heads for the wide open spaces. Those Razorbacks seem to show up from all over the place. Cole keeps on for 75 yards with a convoy of teammates, and Arkansas starts a threat that gets hard to handle. At the point, and Arkansas trails just 6 points. Into the third quarter with the Razorbacks on Texas 20. Reinhardt throws to Journey at the line. The Razorbacks left end plays hard to get. He steps off 17 tricky yards with a fancy prance for a first down on Texas 3-yard line. Logues the man under right through the middle, and the Razorbacks go out in front 14-13. In the fourth quarter, Texas demonstrates in slow motion just how power is built up out in front of the ball carrier as Townsend moves over left guard. Watch him build up steam to bang away at Arkansas' 7-yard line. Tompkins under. He gives to Townsend again. This time Dillon throws a key block at the line, and Lord Byron slams past the 5 to the Arkansas 2-yard marker for a first down with goal to go. That Texas powerhouse vibrates. Townsend again calls for straightaway power. Townsend rides the tidal wave over the middle of the Texas line in a flood of power that's good for 6 points and a Texas victory. The final score, Texas 19, Arkansas 14. And what about old Cecil? Well, he saw the game all right, but it looks like he's got in the hard way because he still has a few loose ends to pick up here and there. But let's move on to College Station, where the Texas Aggies and the TCU Horned Frogs mix it up in their conference opener. The Frogs are on the Aggie 13. We're late in the first period. At tailback, Bartosh takes the ball, moves out wide, and whips a pass to Bill Mormon on the Aggie 8. It's good for 5 yards. 3 plays later, and Ludica gets the SOS for a field goal. The try is good. TCU 3, the Aggies nothing. Early in the second period, here are the Aggies on their own 48. Graves is back to pass, but Stuska intercepts for the Frogies on the 42. Watch him go for 10, for 20 yards. Yes, all the way for 42 yards and a quick touchdown. 9-0 for the Frogies. But the Aggies pull back into the ball game. Tidwell has it. He moves around left end, picks up good interference, and goes for 20 yards as the Cadets begin to roll. TCU 9, Aggies 7. 2 plays after the kickoff. Bartosh goes back for a pass, but the Aggies lay for the play. Carl Mohlberg intercepts and returns to the TCU 30-yard line before the Frogs bring him down. Line plays move to the 25, and Gardemall fakes, then hands off to Billy Tidwell again on a delayed reverse to the left side. Billy shifts to the overdrive. He scoots by 2 tacklers to put the Aggies on the big side of the ledger. They lead 14-9. It's the Frogies' ball on the Aggie 48. Lots of ball handling, but Wilde has it for a pass right down the middle. There's a great catch by Wilton George for a first down. Bartosh in the tailback slot. He maneuvers for a pass. It's good to Dan Wilde at the 5, and he's over. The lead changes hands again. TCU 16-14. Into the third quarter, the Aggies open up the airfield. Gardemall taxis for the takeoff to Andy Hillhouse on the 35. Wilde makes a good try, but Andy moves on unmolested in a touchdown scamper of 55 yards. Those Aggies are touchdown hungry. They move from the 38-yard line. Bob Smith in the saddle rides through the middle to make it 27-16 for the Aggies. The Frogs go to the air to get back in the game, but it backfires. Yale Larry leaps for an interception on the 30-yard line. The final score reads A&M 42, TCU 23. The new Houston Stadium is the scene of a rousing battle as the Rice Owls entertain SMU before a sellout crowd of 70,000 fans. More thousands couldn't get tickets but got their thrills by television, just like our friend Cecil. He'd rather be at the game, of course, but the tickets went too fast, so we'll join Cecil in his living room and watch the TV cameras catch the Mustangs in top form for this game played under the arcs. SMU starts a touchdown march, 18 yards to the Rice 41. Staying close to the ground, the ponies move from the 5 as Rote shovels his way to the 1-yard line. Still, it's Kyle Rote. He carves a hole at left guard and moves through it for a touchdown. It's SMU 7, Rice nothing. Starting from their own 22, the Owls send Sonny Wyatt over right tackle. He's in trouble. There's a pitch out to Glauser. George heads for the sideline, staves off those tacklers long enough to scramble down to the SMU 33-yard line before the ponies can get him off his feet. But the ponies hold, and in the second quarter, Rote hands off to Johnny Champion for a sweeping, a well-armed attack at left end. Johnny makes it pay off 11 yards. 2 plays later, the Mustangs go to the air with Fred Benner sliding back for a long windup and a powerful pitch to Horn at the goal line. The ponies lead 14-0. Still the second quarter, and Rice sparkles as George Glauser takes the handoff. He rolls over left guard at top speed for 17 yards, and the Owls' first score. The Mustangs open up through the air again with Benners on the firing line, but the wrong target shows up. Rex Proctor hauls it in for a neat interception. The Owl blockers exploit the advantage, and Proctor heads for the near sidelines. The ponies quickly muster their defenses, and they haul Rex down on the 42. Vernon Glass goes under for the Owls, steps back to pass. It's a long one aimed at Bill Houghton down on the pony 19. He makes a fine catch, and Rice scores again. Ponies leading 21-13 at halftime. And Cecil, well, he's an armchair cheerleader, leading his own TV cheering section right in his own living room. The Mustangs and Fred Benners get ready for the pitch in the third quarter. It goes to Rote at the line of scrimmage. Now watch Kyle go 23 yards. Beautiful broken field running at his All-American best style. The man just refuses to stop for those intersections. With the Mustangs ahead by 3 touchdowns, the Owls help George Glauser ramble from his fullback spot straight down the middle for 58 yards and a touchdown. But that's all for Rice. The ponies take home a 42-21 victory over the Owls. Comes the second week of conference play, and the Baylor Bears play the Texas Aggies at Waco. After the kickoff, the Aggies say howdy in a hurry. Gardemall pitches out to Bob Smith. He moves by 1, by 3, yes, by 5 tacklers. He follows those blockers and picks up the chips with a spectacular 69-yard gallop that carries to the Baylor goal line. The kick is good. A&M goes ahead 7-0. The Aggies put another patch on the score. Glenn Lippman opens the bid with a stab at the right side, slides to his right again, and goes on to the Aggie 43-yard line. Now, watch for the payoff. Gardemall fades for a fast pitch. It's a bullseye over the middle to Lippman at the goal line, and the Aggies lead by 13 points. After the kickoff, the Bears stage their own parade. Parma leads off from a delayed punch over the right side of the line, finds plenty of running room until Billy Tidwell rides him out of bounds at the Aggie 42. It's good for 30 yards as the Bears build up momentum. Here's Bell's under. He takes, moves back, way back for a screen pass to Jim Jeffrey. The screen blockers roll out the carpet. Jeffrey scampers for 15 yards and another first down at the Aggie 15-yard marker. The Bears choose to stay in the air. Isbell hangs one right over Parker's shoulder. That's a good catch, and Baylor scores. It's 13-6. Aggies ahead. Still second quarter. Isbell still the man under and still passing, this time to Harold Riley on the 20. It's a close call, but Riley's off and running. That score now reads 13-all. The Bears are back in the ball game. And one more look at that sharp air game of the Bears. Larry Isbell moves back once again to find somebody to play ball with. It's a long look, a risky one, but there's Buddy Parker again, and the Bears pull ahead and stay that way. The final score, Baylor 27, the Aggies 20. November rolls around with the TCU Frogs playing host to the Baylor Bears at Fort Worth. This is one of the fine games of a fine season. We're in the second quarter. Baylor's aboard the Froggies 14. A quick toss to Jeffrey, 5 yards back of the line, shakes him free, and his shifty speed pays off. The Bear halfback scores, and Baylor leads 7-0. TCU packs air power too. Bartosh lofts on nifty. John Morton is downfield to bring it in with a beautiful catch for 18 yards. That's a first down on the Baylor 27-yard line. But the Frog attack grinds to a stop, and the Bears move out from the 10. Isbell pitches to Palmer for a sweep at left end. Those blockers move in from every angle. There's lots of protection up front, but from behind the Frogs close in. They nip Palmer at the Froggies 35 to close out a neat 55-yard expedition. Into the second half, Baylor rides to glory on the ground as a pitch-out sends Jeffrey sailing toward right end on the sidelines. Baylor's blockers mass again to pave the way for a 35-yard pickup that gains the Froggie 28. Eubank and Stuska strike Jeffrey down. Isbell under, takes, gives to Palmer. He bores through the left side, works a cutback and racks up 12 more yards to the TCU 6-yard line. On the brink of the goal, Palmer gets the call, stabs the middle, and he's over. Baylor 13, TCU nothing. Now TCU hauls out the tractor. Bobby Jack Floyd takes from Bartosh for a punch at the left side of the Baylor 8-yard line. Again the ball to Floyd. Bartosh leads the way as Bobby Jack rams it over to trim that lead. It's 13-7. Into the fourth quarter, Baylor hits with the old 1-2. First a screen pass to Isbell to Parker. The blockers blaze a trail, and Parker legs for 27 yards and a touchdown. Add the kick, that makes it 20-7 for the Bears. Those shadows tell us time's a wasting, so Bartosh passes for the Froggies. There's a good catch by Bill Mormon just inside the 34-yard line as Time and TCU move on. Now watch one of the great pass plays of the season. Bartosh winds up and pegs one into the shadows of the end zone. George hauls it in, but Time's all gone. The Bears win 20-14. The same November weekend at Austin, the Texas Longhorns and SMU Mustangs tangle before more than 65,000 people in Memorial Stadium. And whether you side with the orange and white of Texas or the red and blue of SMU, any side's a good one, says Cecil, if you can just see that game. Especially if you've got a choice seat right in the middle of a lot of excitement. Come the Longhorns in the first quarter. Ben Tompkins throws to Proctor on the Pony 15 for 13 yards and a shiny new first down. From the 5-yard line, Tompkins hands to Byron Townsend. He stomps over right guard, and Texas goes out in front 7-0 as Tompkins adds the point from placement. The Ponies choose to play it wide open with Fred Benners at the controls. He shoves to Rote. Kyle takes it at the line of scrimmage, swings in sharply, adds 12 yards before he's stymied on the Texas 33-yard line. Second quarter and 2 plays later, Benners back. He pitches right down the alley to White. He's on the 7-yard line. White throws that ball over to Rote, and there's a Pony touchdown. Point after ties it up 7-7. The Longhorns find smooth air upstairs, and Tompkins takes aim, shoots a long one to Ben Proctor, who's marking time on the Pony 14-yard line. There's a scramble for it, but it's a first down. Texas Power gets to the 4, and Townsend explodes for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a score. At the point, it's Texas 14, SMU 7. SMU on its 21, Rote retreats to gain time to his 9-yard line for a long looping heave way down to the Texas 45. Pat Knight's the Lone Ranger riding for the goal line, but there's trouble ahead. Bubba Shands comes in to poke Pat out of bounds at the Texas 7. 72 yards of pass and run. Texas intercepts and the Pony assault is halted. In the third quarter, the Mustangs go back to the air game, and Benners is back to pass. He has a few bad moments, gets it away. Another long one, this time to Johnny Champion on the 10-yard line. Dillon takes him out on the Texas 2. This time the Ponies make their drive stand up as Rote bowls through right guard to even the count 14-0. In the same period, the Longhorns tug and tussle for position. Tompkins strikes again, finds Ben Proctor in the end zone. The Longhorns lead again, 21-14. In the fourth quarter, the Ponies go aloft once more. From Texas 27, Benners fades, aims for the corner, finds Ben White's waiting arms, but the point is missed. Texas picks up a safety and comes away a 3-point winner, Texas 23, SMU 20. It's Armistice Day at Dallas, and the Aggies invade the Cotton Bowl to meet the Mustangs. We're in for another 60 minutes of chills and thrills, a game decided in the last few minutes of play. Johnny Champion is in the midst of a spirited sweep around left end, and that's good for 28 yards. Mustangs on the Aggie 30. Russell maneuvers for a long pass to Rote. Kyle traps it on the Aggie 10-yard line and adds 4 more to the 6. Bates nails him there. One play later, Rote's at tailback, keeps the snap, trails those blockers, and punches the ticket at right end. SMU 7, Aggies nothing. The Aggies move on their own 25. Gardemall whirls for a pitch to Smith. The Lone Prairie beckons on the right side, and the downfield blockers are well deployed. Mr. Smith is on his way. The speedy fullback goes the distance, 75 yards for the first Aggie score. Point is missed. The Ponies lead 7-6. Second quarter, the Aggies on the Pony 11. Blyce is off right tackle to go those 11 yards to put the Aggies out in front, 12-7. From their own 24, still more Aggie power built around Bob Smith. Rambling Robert does a hula step to shake off a pair of downfield tacklers. He's away for 53 yards before the Mustangs set up a roadblock on their own 24-yard line. Third quarter, the Cadets on the Pony 12. Gardemall heaves a beauty ticketed for Billy Tidwell, and the Aggies roll out in front 19-7. But the Mustangs have built-in power too. Watch it function as Rote goes inside a well-upholstered end and pounds 19 yards before Yale Larry throws the switch upon him. The Ponies move on to the 2-yard line. It's Rote for a power dive at the left side. SMU now trails 13-19. Fourth quarter, SMU on its own 45. The entire Pony line pulls back to cover Fred Benners. Fred takes plenty of time to find the range on White. Way down the field at the Aggie 10-yard line. White has it. The point is good. SMU leads by 1 point. And now take a deep breath. The Aggies on the first play after kickoff with just 3.5 minutes to play. A short pitch from Sykes is taken by Smith, and off he goes. Robert is on his way again to help write another of those storybook finishes that make Southwest Conference football the pride and joy of football fans. A game-winning 73-yard touchdown scamper that left the stands limp, and the Aggies ahead 25-20. It's mid-November, and the Texas Longhorns are on hand to play the Baylor Bears. It's a big day at Waco, and as their new stadium begins to fill, there's many a colorful touch. Colorful? Well, we'll have to admit our friend Cecil is adding his share to the color of an exciting game. Just how many ways can you think of to see a football game? The Longhorns kick off to Baylor. The Bears return it to the 15-yard line. There's a fumble on the play, and Texas recovers to make hay on the Bear 14-yard line and get into scoring position right off the bat. 3 plays later, Tompkins takes, gives to Townsend over the left side, and there's a first down on the 2-yard line. The Longhorn linemen flex their muscles again, and Townsend bulges through a big hole for a score. Texas in front 7-0. Minutes later in the same period, the Bears turn a Texas fumble to their advantage. Isbell fakes with a long look, passes to Parker. He's well screened by his interference and goes all the way to the 4-yard line before that play is punctured. Isbell under. He takes and hands off to Parker. Good work up front opens the way for a tied-up ball game, 7-7. Minutes later, the Longhorns move to the 5. Here's a play in slow motion. Tompkins fades for a pass, spots his target, and throws to Tom Stolhansky all by himself in the end zone. Halftime score, Texas 14, Baylor 7. In the third quarter, Texas leads 27. Isbell looks for a catcher. No luck in the air, so Larry makes good headway along the sidelines. He winds up with a net gain of 15 yards on a first down on the Longhorn 15. Slow motion again for a good look at a pass play that goes as smooth as silk. Isbell fades. He fades again. Where's that man in the open? Way downfield, it's Parker, and Isbell finds him on the 1-yard line. Parker does the rest and cuts the Texas lead to 20-14. In the fourth quarter, Isbell hurries a pass to Riley right over the middle. He shakes off 2 tacklers and angles away to win a fast race with 2 more men and goes on home free. That ties it up 20-20. Isbell in punt formation. The ball's away. So is Bobby Dillon from his own 16-yard line. Blockers fall in and go to work down front to make it a Longhorn parade. Up the near sideline goes Dillon to return the punt all the way. And here's one of the season's longest runs for 84 yards, the game-winning touchdown for Texas. Final score, Longhorns 27, Baylor 20. Mid-November at College Station, and the high-flying Aggies take on the Rice Owls, who roll out one of their best performances of the season against the men of Aggieland. Burkholder returns the opening kickoff to the 40-yard line to open the contest. On the A&M 32, Vernon Glass, the man under for the Owls, and he's back to pass. It's a good throw to Sonny McCurry for a falling catch and a first down on the Aggie 17-yard line. Owl blockers click, and Rice moves on with a handoff to Burkholder for a 10-yard jab over the left side to set it up for Burkholder again on another slant off the left and a touchdown. 7-0 for the Rice Owls. In the second quarter, Tidwell takes from Gardemall for a quick blow straight ahead. He rolls on down for 20 yards before the Rice secondary calls a halt on the Owl 25-yard line. At the 10, Gardemall's under. He takes it, fakes to Smith. He drops back for a payoff pass to Andy Hillhouse in the end zone. But the point is missed, and the Owls still lead 7-6. Still the first half at midfield. Vernon Glass maneuvers to find throwing room and gets it away to Bill Houghton at the 40. Bill spins away from 2 tacklers, but that foot went out of bounds, and that gain is good for 20 yards. Into the third quarter with Rice on their own 28. Wyatt takes the handoff, moves out wide. He's in the clear, then cuts back to the middle to turn and twist his way for a first down on the 42-yard line. The Owl advance moves on through the air lanes as Glass goes back again for a 26-yard peg to Bill Houghton. It's another good catch on the Aggie 19-yard line. Wyatt's in motion to the right, but Glauser takes the handoff, slips through center and digs in hard for 16 tough yards and a touchdown. That builds the Owl lead to 14-6. Early in the fourth quarter, the Aggies move from the Rice 12. Billy Tidwell cuts in over the left side behind sharp blocking, slants on across for the final Aggie tally. Another Rice goal later in the game sends the Owls home with a 21-13 victory. At Dallas, 55,000 fans watched the SMU Mustangs and the TCU Frogs play the regular season's finale, a game which closes Kyle Rote's brilliant college career. Leading 6-0, the Mustangs take to the air from their own 39. Russell moves back, circles away from his pursuit, takes good aim, cuts loose to White on the Frog 40-yard line. Good for 21 yards and a Mustang first down. On the next play, Rote takes the pass from center, goes to his right, he fakes a throw, then gets it away for a long flight downfield to the 2-yard line. And there, Johnny Champion nails it and steps on across. The Ponies lead 13-0. Second quarter and the TCU attack comes to life. Gil Bartosh on the pitching end of a bullseye pass to George. He takes it going away at the midfield stripe. At the 14-yard line, Bartosh is back, takes the ball and heads for his left, but not to pass. The blockers wipe out the snipers and Bartosh swings back across the field. He goes all the way for the first Frog touchdown. The Mustangs gather forces again and Rote takes a handoff. He wades through the line, then picks up a hitchhiker for a short piggyback ride to roll up a 12-yard gain. But the Pony advance stops and Rote is all set to kick. Zimmerman roars in to block it. Bill Moorman hooks that ball to go 35 yards untouched to count another Froggy touchdown and even the halftime score at 13-all. In the third quarter on the Pony 15, Bartosh backs up. He throws behind the line to Bobby Jack Floyd, and the play is good for 8 to the Mustang 7-yard line. The Froggies pull their power punch now as Floyd takes it and pile drives for 7 yards to give TCU a lead that's never topped. The Frogs win it 27-13. New Year's Day, the Texas Longhorns meet the Tennessee Volunteers in the Cotton Bowl game at Dallas. In the first quarter, Tennessee is on its own 20. Hank Lauricella at tailback lives up to advanced billing. He swings off tackle, heads for the sidelines, and sets off on a 75-yard run that's a sparkler all the way. A quick change of pace foils 2 tacklers, then a fast cutback across the field brings him out to the 20-yard line. Still another change of pace and a shift in direction, and that clears him for 15 more yards to the Texas 5. And look who's on the sidelines. There's another man who lives up to his reputation. Cecil's not missing this ball game either, even if he has to watch it through a viewfinder. Now let's have a sideline look. Payne lobs the ball to Grubel in the end zone, and the Vols go ahead 7-0. In the second quarter, Lauricella backs up in his end zone for a punt that's partially blocked by Lansford. In the scramble, Cunningham of Texas is low man on the totem pole. The Longhorns are in scoring position. From the sidelines, watch Townsend take the ball. He heads our way, then cuts back inside the end, and over he goes. Tompkins adds the point to tie the score 7-7. Still in the first half on the Vol 35, Tompkins fakes a jump pass, winds up for a long throw and aims it at Gib Dawson down in the end zone. Dawson makes a great falling catch on the Longhorns lead 14-7. In the fourth quarter, Brown plays, put the Vols on the Texas 5 again. Kozar gets the call at center and rams it over. The trifle point fails. The Longhorns still lead by 1 point. An exchange of fumbles gives Tennessee the ball on Texas 36. Lauricella leaps and throws a pass to Rechichar on the 25-yard line. He moves 11 more to the 14 before Bobby Dillon pokes him out of bounds. Just over 3 minutes still to play. Kozar takes for the Vols, moves inside in to roar and pull his way to the 1 where Bobby Dillon once again calls a halt. First down and goal to go. One try does it as Lauricella rides over a mountain of manpower. The Vols from Tennessee go home with a sweet 20-14 Cotton Bowl victory. And it's been a sweet season for Cecil, too. As he contentedly folds his gear, we button up our football kit until next season. See you then when we go to the games with Humboldt.